6004. New Health, bringing healthcare into communities and communities into healthcare since 1978. And by Fired Up Pizza. Fired Up Pizza, located at 206 East Main Avenue in downtown Chewelah, offers craft beverages and brick oven-fired pizza, including a variety of sandwiches, salads, pasta, and homemade soups. Featuring weekly events such as bingo, karaoke, and live music. Fired Up Pizza also has space for your private event and offers both in-house and off-site catering services. Open daily at 11:30 a.m. for lunch and dinner. For more information, visit their Facebook page or contact Fired Up Pizza at 509-936-9121. Fired Up Pizza is a proud supporter of public radio in Stevens County.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChewelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ChewelahFlooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
There we go.
All right.
Except Chuck's not there.
Come on.
I'm not there.
You and I, Sharon, and that poor pony.
Yeah. But it's happier, it's warmer out there.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your KCHW morning show. It is Wednesday. Oh, everything okay over there, Sharon?
Yeah. I just didn't know if I heard you through here or over there, and I'm going,
Right?
oh, yeah, I hear you.
It is Wednesday. It is April 30th. It is the last day of April.
Can you believe it?
That is crazy.
Crazy.
And I'm Chuck Ritchie. We're here with Sharon Ludwig, Paula Randall. Good morning, lovely ladies.
Good
Good morning.
You are just a voice over the air.
I'm just a voice over the air and a fuzzy box on the camera.
Yes.
If you're watching online, it's telling me that another program is using my camera and I can't use it. So the only way to get it to work at this point is to shut her down and start it back up again, which I'm not going to do.
That's not happening.
That's not happening, buddy.
Yeah, what about this one? You can use this one this morning.
I probably could.
Right?
Yeah, let's see. So those of you listening on air, this is just going to sound goofy and not make any sense, but those of you seeing it
You'll understand.
online, here we go. Okay.
Here we go. Wah, 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 wah,
it doesn't
wah.
turn
Wrong
that way.
direction. Wah, 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 wah.
Loosey-goosey. All right, of
Ooh,
course we
there
got
we
a
go.
big bright light behind me, so that's fun. Get a little different angle of all the mess around me here today.
Oh, it's a
usually,
good day.
I usually keep my mess underneath the camera so you can't see it, and now
You're exposed.
it's exposed for all the world to see.
You're seeing the real deal.
Right? Luckily, there's this great big bright blinding light behind me that you can't see past, so that's
Kind of
nice.
obscuring. No, you can still see mess. It's okay. It's a working radio station. There
Right.
should be boxes and cables and all kinds of stuff.
And messes and
Yeah.
piles of CDs everywhere.
Yes, it's a working radio station, and that's proof positive,
We don't work here.
right? We play
We
here.
play.
Yes. All the wonderful artists who we had on Fridays who have left
That
their
is a
CDs.
good byline or something.
We
Right,
don't-
we
we don't work here, we just play.
Yeah.
Oh, that is
Sometimes it
wonderful.
feels like it. Sometimes it does feel like when is the plane going to come? Because this is too much work. All right, so let's go ahead and kick things off with our local birthday calendar. Let's get right into it. Actually, you know what? No,
Where's
we'll
the
do weather.
weather?
You know what?
Yeah.
I am so just, I'm excited this morning.
Discombobulated.
No,
I have it up. You want me to do it?
I'm sure, yeah, but I'm discombobulated because I've had this. I got this flu 2.5 weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm sorry
like
about
15 days ago. Well, no, it's okay. But this morning, I woke up, no cough. My sinuses were clear.
Mm-hmm.
I felt great, and I didn't know what to do with myself.
I know, it's a wonderful feeling, isn't it?
So I put in a load of laundry, and I took care of the dogs, and I had all this time and energy, and then next thing you know, it's like, okay, I'm running late. Yeah. No, I'm good. All right, go ahead and take us through the weather.
All right. So today, of course, is Wednesday, April 30th, the last day of April. We're going to have a high today of 70 degrees and a low of 41 degrees. Tomorrow, we have a high of 76 with a low of 45 with beautiful sunny skies. Friday, we have a high of 82. Wow. And a low of 50, another beautiful sunny day. Saturday, we're going to start cooling things off with a high of 68 and a low of 43 with partially cloudy skies and a 14% chance of precipitation. On Sunday, we're going to have another low of 64. The temperature is going lower, and it will be a high of 64 with a low of 40 with AM clouds and evening sun with a 24% chance of rain. Then on Monday, we warm things up again with a high of 75 and a low of 45 with mostly sunny skies. Tuesday, we're back in the 80s with a high of 81 and a low of 48 with mostly sunny skies. Wednesday is a high of 83 and a low of 51, partially cloudy skies. Thursday, 77 and a low of 48 with partially cloudy skies. Friday the 9th, a high of 77, a low of 46, partially cloudy skies. We're going to see those partially cloudy skies until Saturday the 10th, where we have a high of 77 and a low of 50. But our only chance of rain looks like it might be on Sunday, and then all the way next week into... Looks like we have a chance on Sunday the 11th and Monday the 12th.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, we got a 24% chance on this Sunday. We might have a little bit of rain.
Yep.
And then Thursday of next week, maybe a little bit. But we could use a little bit of rain peppered throughout here.
Especially with those 80-degree temperatures.
Yeah.
That's kind of early for the 80s.
Yeah, the rain we had the other day was pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and don't let this early hot weather fool you if you're a gardener. We still have chances of frost. Our last frost date is May 15th usually, but I've lived through several frosts that have been on Memorial Weekend.
Well, it makes me feel better that all those 3-foot-tall weeds from last year are still hanging out in my garden.
You are cracking me up.
Yeah.
Right?
Your early vegetables, peas, carrots, there's kales, lettuces, those can be planted now, but your frost not hardy. That's not the right word for
Frost
them.
not hardy.
Yeah.
Yay!
Vegetables should not be planted.
I prefer my hardies, Tom.
Sharon said carrots, sweet peas, cabbage, kale, lettuces. We can plant them. I'm so excited.
Yep. You can plant those as soon as you can work your garden.
Oh, I'm so excited. Okay.
You know, we should try to get somebody in around the middle of the month that knows, have a gardening expert to tell us what to plant and what to do. Do we have one right here?
Do you see my Vanna?
You know, there is no such thing as a gardening expert.
There's just a successful... What?
Yeah, because you put the seeds in the ground, and it's a miracle they grow. You know, it's just.
You know, if
exciting.
if it's me gardening, it's a miracle. If anything, but weeds grow at all. I can grow weeds so good.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what was really creepy? I forgot we were living in Airway Heights before we bought our house here.
You forgot where you were living?
And I forgot. Well, yes, sometimes no, but I forgot that the pool of water, the aquifer in Airway Heights, was poisoned by the forever chemicals from the Air Force.
Oh.
And so I planted, and of course the water in the ground is toxic. And I'm like, why is nothing growing? Even my zucchini is not growing, which of course zucchini always grows. It's like a mutant. But yeah, it was really crazy. My sunflowers only got to be about 2 feet high. Only one of them developed a flower. The zucchini had a vine, but no flowers.
So
and
do
then I
people,
remembered the toxic water.
Grow in the boxes instead?
No, I forgot. That's what
I know,
I'm
but
saying.
do people down there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we had a neighbor across the way, and they had dug out like a box, and they had put plastic and stuff on the ground, and then they had filled out with soil, and
Yeah.
so they
yeah.
planted that way. But I just completely forgot. I mean, and the CDC even knocked on our door to see if we had any results of the toxic exposure. And I'm like, yeah, that was before we moved here, thankfully.
Wow.
So we're fine. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
When we first, the second year we were here, the first year things were just growing out of control. We had an old garden that was kind of there before, but it was full of junk, but we had a few things growing, some garlic and stuff, which somebody stole all of our garlic. That's a whole other story. But yeah, we had it drying on our front porch.
For the garlic thief.
Right.
Well, we had it hanging up
The
here and dry.
vampire.
I learned how to braid it and hang it up and do
yeah.
it right, and it was hanging up on our front porch, and somebody came up, stole all of our garlic.
Ah.
I found out who did it later, but yeah, it was more of a funny story at that point.
That's crazy.
But yeah,
man.
no. So the second year, nothing grew, and everything just died. Everything just shriveled up. Nothing would even really come up past the a seedling. And then I realized we had in the meantime a water softener installed, and then I put in. No, it was about 2 or 3 years later. All of a sudden, nothing would grow because I put in 2 other outside water spigots, and realized I had put the water spigots past the water softener.
Wow.
And plants don't like water from a water softener
Oh.
because of the salt content.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. So don't water your plants with water from a water softener. Learn that one the
Yeah.
hard
Good
way.
to know.
Yeah.
We don't have one, so that's not going to be a problem.
And you know what it doesn't affect, though? The weeds in my yard.
There you go.
Yep. All right. So we have some birthdays on our Chewila Valley Lions Club calendar. Today we have Kathy Mueller, Denise Smith, Elaine Roach, and Prudence Barlocker with birthdays today.
Awesome.
So,
Happy birthday.
Are you ready? Are you ready, Sharon? Are you
Yes,
ready?
I am.
Okay, cool.
Happy birthday. Happy day. Happy birthday. Yay. Yay.
Hey.
So I got the words to the other one I know. Because I have this friend who always posts this on Facebook whenever anybody ever has a birthday.
Okay.
It's your birthday, shout hooray. We are singing to you today. Another year older. I'm not doing the right tune. Another year older and wiser too. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, how fun.
Oh, I love it.
I love
it.
that.
You even came in with it on a card.
She's prepared, I'm telling you.
Well, I couldn't remember it.
And you brought us a gift today that I thought was really sweet.
I did.
You did. You
Yeah.
brought us the old banner, the old KCHW banner that used to be used during Chautauqua.
Yep. It was used during the last one, which was 2019.
I think that's. I'm going to find a good place to hang that up.
Yeah.
I want to see
We're
where
gonna hang
Oh,
it.
it's right there. Is that
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's very cool.
That's cool.
Thank you. Where'd you find that? In the back of the theater somewhere?
Yeah, when we cleaned out all of this stuff at the city park, in the back of the pavilion, and we took all the banners, and we were going through them this
Oh, yeah.
a month ago, and I'm going, hey, I know where to take this one, yeah.
Awesome.
I
Very cool.
I used a bunch of them to make those calendars that I put up in the classroom,
Yeah.
But
Wow.
this one I found, and I thought, oh, the radio station needs it.
Oh,
very
thank you.
cool.
Yep.
Thank you. That's awesome. All right. So let's go ahead and get on with our events.
Well, we have, breakfast. Cause,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's
and
right.
that is
I
an
keep-
event.
We have a guest coming up, which
Yes.
which I'm very excited about.
Yes.
We have a young lady coming to represent the Colville Farmers Market in the
Yes.
second half of the show. So that is exciting. There is something going on every time you bump the table over there. I'm getting static. I think there might be something.
There's something with this.
Yeah, I think there might be.
Did you hear
oh,
that?
yep.
There we
yeah.
go.
Might be time to replace that cable.
Yeah, because I'm hearing it too.
Right,
Check-
it's like the doctor when you go to the doctor and you say, "Doc, my arm hurts when I do this," and he says,
Well, stop
"Okay,
doing
don't
that."
do that." Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
But
getting on to
it's-
breakfast and lunches then really quick on Wednesday, we of course have the rotating breakfast sandwich. Always fun to try and catch that in the air. Fruit and breakfast parfait with granola. You can have a variety of cereal with a cheese stick or yogurt. You can have bread or muffin with cheese stick or yogurt. Fruit or juice is offered, as well as a variety of milk. Also today, the last day of April, it looks like you're having cheeseburgers and tater tots with fruit and veggies. I'm just guessing that's what that says.
I'm thinking so too. At first, I thought it said chimichangas, and I'm going, whoa.
Right? We're doing some creative reading here because it's kind of fuzzy. It's right. It's fuzzy. It's not just my eyes.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
That's what I had for dinner on Monday night. Cheeseburger
Right.
and tater tots.
But this is what they're having for lunch today, the last day of April. I would think for the last day of April, it should be something a little bit more creative, like edible flowers or something. Isn't April flowers month or something?
No, April showers.
Bring May flowers.
May flowers.
I'm guessing
April
if you...
there we go.
showers, May flowers.
Well, you know what they say, the grass is always greener on a silver lining. So...
What?
Where did that come from? Oh, my gosh.
My kids and I have a game. We always do the... try to come up with best mixed metaphors.
There you go.
And
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
That sounds like a Jeopardy thing where they mix up things, you know.
I like a good mixed metaphor.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So we have the things that I've gathered, and then we have our community calendar, and we want to encourage people to go to community.events. And we also want you to know...
Chihuahua.events.
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 How come I read this community and went backwards. Oh, yeah.
Give me
never.
coffee. I'm offering coffee.
I don't drink coffee, but, you know, if I did, it'd be the morning for it, I guess. This includes all kinds of events for our local...
the whole community.
Our community and all our listeners.
Yeah.
And our listeners aren't just Chihuahua, where this radio station started with just Chihuahua.
Yeah.
But we've expanded. And so the community calendar is expanded. So I encourage you to click on an event you're interested in because it might not be in Chihuahua. It might be in Colville. It might be in Deer Park.
Yep.
And so that's exciting. When I was young, it was nothing to go to Spokane. I mean, that was local.
Yeah.
You know, you just drive to Spokane. In fact, I can remember living in Cheney and going to Bellingham, and that was nothing.
Wow.
You know, with my roommate. We decided one Friday night we had to be back to work Monday. But, you know, that kind of thing is when you're young. But as I'm older, I tend to stay more in Chihuahua. So local to me is Chihuahua, where, go ahead.
I grew up in Alaska, and, you know, their Anchorage is a suburb of Seattle. You know, a 2.5 hour plane flight, that's just right next door.
Oh, yeah. yeah.
You know,
So it's
an 8 hour drive to Fairbanks to, you know, go catch a show and have some dinner and then turn around and come back later that same day was pretty common.
Right?
wow.
I remember living in Texas. People would give you directions and they would not include any distance information.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, you're driving and driving and driving. You're driving for half an hour, 45 minutes. You're like, where is this landmark, right? Where is this railroad
keep driving.
track?
Take a ride at Dairy Queen.
That's just it. I was like, okay. So an hour and a half later, I went over the railroad tracks. Like, okay,
And there's Dairy Queen.
Yep.
There
And
she is.
the big tree by the red barn.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. I really did get directions like that one time. I was going to a company party. And that was how I got directions to get there. Well, you go down this road till you hit the railroad tracks, then you hang a right on that street right after the railroad tracks.
Well, when I grew up there, we first moved there, Wasilla was a town of about 5,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 250,000 now.
Wow.
It's grown. It's for about 10 years. It was in the United States. It was the fastest growing area in the U.S. for like 10 years in a row.
Wow.
But it was really there were no jobs there, so everybody that lived there commuted to Anchorage. So it's about an hour and 15, hour and 20 minute commute back and forth. And that was during the winter in Alaska, you know, and that's just what you did. I will have to say, though, at least people in Alaska know how to take care of the roads during the winter. Just saying.
You know, everybody gripes about poor Washington. Y'all just need to we do what we can.
I know.
But we have snowplows. We have people that know how to drive. We have tires.
The city crew does an excellent job in the city.
That's right.
I'm mostly talking about you, Spokane.
Oh, yeah. But they have, 1,000 miles of roads that they have to plow, you know. Yeah.
Well, Alaska always has that oil money, too. So, you know, that buys some pretty nice plow trucks.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we don't get a consistent amount of snow. We really
No,
don't.
we don't.
Yeah.
So like places on the East Coast where they consistently get, feet of snow, man, they've got the money, they've got the crews, they've got the whole thing.
Right.
So people move here from the East Coast like, well, the roads were taken care of in the winter where I used to come from. Well, yeah, you had like 6 feet of snow.
Okay, I sound like one of those people. I apologize. I take it back.
Well, and if you go to the West Coast, they don't get much snow, so they don't even have snow plows. They shut down everything when it snows.
I do feel bad sometimes for the people that plow snow for a living around here, because some years they just don't.
They don't get it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Because we
Serious.
have people plow our parking lot over there at the center, and I did have 2 plowings this year, but some years it's like every week.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and get on with the calendar here.
Okay.
Do you want to kick us off?
Sure. Today is Wednesday, April 30th, and we start soft pickleball, and they started last week up at the golf course.
Yes,
Yes.
they did.
Yeah. So it's maybe still a little chilly some mornings, but with that weather forecast, it's going to be nice playing outdoors.
Yeah.
Yeah. From 9 to 11:30, 18 and over.
You know what? They actually corrected me. They said it's 8:30.
Oh, really?
Yes, I talked to them. I was chatting with them yesterday. So he
Wow.
said,
Oh.
And I don't have my pen here.
yeah,
that
let
I
me pull it up.
normally.
Do,
Yeah, I got a pencil. You want a pencil?
Okay, sure, because I want to correct
Here we
this.
go. I was confirming the time, and we're going to have a pickleball guy come on Wednesday in 2 weeks.
April
Yeah.
15th, right?
Yeah.
April 14th.
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 Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. So if you show up at 9 o'clock, you're late.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don
Yeah,
McLaughlin.
8:30 to 11:30 a.m., Mohan says.
Good. Yeah,
So,
Don,
yeah.
Don McLaughlin used to say, if you show up 10 minutes early, you're late.
Right?
I say if you show up 10 minutes early, I'm putting you to work because I told you to be here at 5, not 4:50.
Dun, dun, dun.
And I'm not ready yet.
And then this evening is bingo at Fired Up Pizza from 6 to 7. That's an every week thing.
Mhm.
The Cougar tennis has a home match today, and the spring sports for the high school are almost over because they're getting into their districts and then their state tournaments for the different sports. And there's an art talk at Quartzite Brewery this evening from
Yes.
6:30 to 8.
Well, you know, and just before then, right here on KCHW at 4 p.m., we're going to have Tim Nielsen joining myself, and we're going to have the Women
about the
Painters of
art
Washington
walk.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those-
yeah.
That's our monthly About the Art show that we do here.
Yep.
And it's always a fun one. It's always a good talk with the artists. They kind of go through their work, show some examples, and have a
Yeah.
great chat about art. It's
Yeah,
always
it's
fun.
always a good
Yeah.
show. Yeah. Anything else on today that you two
Not
wanted
on
to-
Wednesday.
Yes, I do. I've got a
Do you?
couple here that I'm trying to open up. Looks like this is an event called Pinwheels and Paint in Curlew.
Ooh.
And this is at the Curlew Library. And they're going to be, it's to celebrate Child Abuse Prevention Awareness Month. You can enjoy painting, pinwheel activity, and connecting with the community. It's a family-friendly event that raises awareness about child abuse prevention while fostering creativity and healing through art. And that is at the Curlew Library at 11 River Street in Curlew, put on by in connection with Rural Resources.
So pinwheels must be a symbol because the church on 395, United Church of Christ, they put out pinwheels in the spring, don't they?
Hmm.
The one on 395 does. Yeah, they're in.
Yeah.
They're by acres.
Yeah.
They're in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the bell is,
Yeah.
that famous
Yeah.
bell. Yeah.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
And I think there was, let's see, one more. Nope. That's all I got for today.
Okay, tomorrow. Can you
Um,
imagine that tomorrow is May 1st?
No.
No.
I mean, it's still February except for the weather.
Right? I'm not ready.
Not ready.
We have like 5 grants due today.
Ooh,
We
gotta
yeah.
get 'em in.
So you're gonna be busy.
Yep.
So, and the kids, I know the kids at the schools have scholarships due this week, and night before last or so, my daughter and my grandson were over to our house, busy working and printing things, and we're all writing. And I was talking to the counselor yesterday at a meeting, and I said, "Oh yeah, I was filling out one of the scholarships because I have better handwriting than my grandson, but he was telling me all the answers. Okay, what is this? What is this? You know." And,
Oh, yeah.
and his mom was printing his essay that he'd written out on the computer, and you know, it was a group effort to get that, and he turned in 4 of them yesterday, which was good.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Wow.
and he might not get any, but you don't get it if you don't apply.
No.
Mhm.
That's the same thing with grants. You never
Yeah.
know. You might not get it, but you never know
Yeah.
until you apply.
Yeah. So May 1st, first and third Thursdays, and it is the first Thursday, Chewelah Valley Springdale Senior Club meeting at Valley from 10 to 3:30, and it's a potluck and games. It is the Oasis Karaoke with DJ JD from 8:30 to 11:30 p.m. That's an every week event. We never did find out about line dancing, so I don't know about that.
I think I was supposed to call them or something.
Yeah, I don't remember who was. If it was my assignment, I didn't do it. And it's the first Thursday art walk.
Yeah.
And we just talked about that, but it's from 5 to 8 p.m. Women's Painters of Washington at the Trails End Gallery, and Margot Setti will be at the Yale Press. And I don't know if we have anything at Mountain Market. I didn't see that.
I don't think so, but we also have the Spotlight Gallery happening at the Chihuahua Creative District.
Oh, good.
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 You know what? I should know this. I don't have the artist in front of me that we have.
Oh my
Do you
gosh,
know?
I just passed it. Yes, it's Kim
Okay.
Thompson is one of them.
Thank you.
Oh.
Let me go back to where I was because I just passed that information. Really excited. It's all female artists.
If you're looking in your Facebook, by the time you go back, it's going to be dropped.
Oh, yeah. It'll refresh
You know?
and it'll be something completely different.
Yeah, because it's like, where did that go? I know I just saw
I know,
it.
right?
But what?
Yeah.
So here it is,
Okay,
Spotlight
okay.
Gallery. So we have, where does it say who everybody is?
Da, da,
I know, I'm sorry. Okay, Nancy
da,
Bloom,
da.
Kim Thomas, and those are the only two artists that are listed on this poster.
Okay.
Okay.
And we
So
have
we have at least two of them.
a great musician named Lefty. That's all I know him as is Lefty. He's going to be doing some busking outside.
Oh,
Phenomenal
nice.
guitar player. He plays a steel guitar. He has this really great twang to it.
Uh-huh.
He's fun, super fun guy.
Yeah.
He's going to be coming up and entertaining us outside around the corner in the grass. And then we've got, let's see, at the Women Painters, Washington at the Trails End Gallery, Margot Setti at the Yale Press, Nancy Bloom, Kim Thomas at the Spotlight Gallery, and a late comer to that, over at the Quartzsite Brewery, we have our very own.
Yes.
Yeah, we have Blake.
Our very own radio host.
Yes, the professor.
The
professor. And
He's
Blake,
awesome.
I'm so
His
sorry.
art is a lot of fun, too.
What's wrong? I can't remember his last name right now.
Weirs.
Thank you. Blake Weirs. I know him as Blake.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, so he's going to be there. He's got some really cool stuff hanging up at the Quartzsite Brewery. So.
Yeah. And
So
that's
there
his
we go.
first showing, actually.
It is.
Isn't
It is.
that
He's very
something?
excited about it.
Because when he was in the play, that was his first play, wasn't it? And
Yeah.
so he's
Yeah.
really expanding his horizons and his artistic talent.
Right.
That's
He's
fun.
coming out.
Yeah, I believe it was not his first radio show, though.
Oh.
No, that's true. I think
Yeah, I
he
think he
said
did a
something
DJ
about doing
he
it
was
in
a DJ
college
somewhere
or
else, yeah.
something. Yeah.
Ah.
Oh,
So
very
that's
cool.
going to be a great night and gorgeous weather for it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep, it's going to be a good. one.
Anything else on Thursday, May
I
1st?
I don't. Let me see here.
We
I
don't
think
have this
so.
calendar to May 1st.
Oh, of course,
because
the
this girl is not doing her job.
Hey, we
the
need to change it to May.
the food bank is going to be open from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And that is one food banks right now are getting their funding cut
Yes.
severely.
Oh yeah.
They provide an important need for the community. Most of us have had to rely on a food bank at one point or another.
Yeah.
If you haven't, consider yourself lucky.
Yeah.
If you have, then consider yourself lucky that your community had a food bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely go
yeah.
out and drop them some money or take them some non-expired
Yep.
food.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
yeah, I have a
Yeah.
bunch of stuff on Friday, Saturday, and
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Let's keep going.
Yeah,
Let's keep going.
we didn't ever have to use the food bank, but we did. Our church has a food bank, and we had to use that when we were young, when we had a change of jobs, and all of a sudden there's no money,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
May 2nd, Friday. We start the day with the Chamber of Commerce out at the casino at
Mysticquoi?
yeah, at 7 a.m.
7
I'm
a.m.
thinking,
Come on.
okay, well, I'm sorry. I had a hard night. My dogs kept wanting to go out every
Oh,
2 hours.
no.
It was awful. Anyway, but it wasn't awful that they wanted to go out because I don't want to clean up in the house. It was
Right.
awful that I couldn't get back to sleep. That's what was
Yeah.
awful. Yeah. But Chuck, he doesn't even go to bed till 4:30, so he doesn't care. He doesn't
I know.
have
You know,
any
it's nice that
sympathy
you can like
with me.
text him at all hours,
Yeah.
and you don't have to feel guilty.
Well, I stayed up late. It was grant deadlines today. That's just automatically you're not going to get any sleep the night
But your
before
brain
grants are
isn't
due.
going to be working
I
as
know.
well
What do
when
they
you're
say?
when you're
What do
sleep
the grant
deprived.
applications say? I don't know. I was
Yeah,
up to 4 a.m.
see?
filling them out.
Yeah, and adult pickleball up at the golf course, 8:30.
8:30 to
8:30.
11:30.
Yep.
8:30 to 11:30.
Wow.
And Jenkins Cougar Tennis is at Reardon Davenport.
Right, and of course on Friday, out of town, we have The Wizard of Oz is showing. That is over at the Penderay Playhouse on 236 Ponderay.
Yeah.
See, I'm still learning all these local names.
Yeah, well.
Ponderay Playhouse. So that's exciting that they're putting that on. It's the Ponderay Players Association and The Wizard of Oz. They're performing May 2nd, May 3rd at 7 p.m., Sunday, May 4th at 3 o'clock, and then May 9th, 10th at 7, and May 11th at 3. And then we have in Deer Park, if you want to see more local theater, we have Deer Park Home Link presents Susical Jr., and they are doing performances on May 2nd and 3rd at 3:30 and 6:30 p.m. Tickets are only required for the 6:30 p.m. show, they say.
Wow.
We have our local dance studio. Soul is offering a beginner-friendly adult hip-hop dance class. So that starts on Friday. She's looking for people to sign up.
Cool.
It's a super date night, girls' night out, guys' night out, or solo adventure, she says. Doors open at 5:45. Class starts at 6 p.m. and gets out at 7, and it's ages 18 plus. Dress in comfortable clothes, such as leggings or sweatpants, and bring a pair of sneakers. We also have, on May 2nd, at the Old Creamery Event Center in Deer Park, the Night at the Races. So that looks like it's a lot of fun. Take a trip to the grandstand as pre-recorded thoroughbred horse races are called by a veteran caller.
Huh.
Right?
Interesting.
Lucky guests who win will have the opportunity to cash in their winnings. This is a fundraising event, and all proceeds support the Horse Heritage Education Program.
Yes.
So very, very cool. And then last but not least, going on Friday and Saturday, the 2nd and the 3rd, we have an event by Becky's Best Buddies.
Yes,
Oh,
we do.
yeah, I have that for Saturday. I didn't realize it was on Friday also.
Yeah, she says, Saturday, May 3rd. Where did I see it was on Friday as well? Am I hallucinating again? That
Probably.
could happen.
It could be.
Oh, you know what? I saw this. It's on 2nd Street.
Ooh, yeah. Well,
So, yeah. And then, of course, we can't forget on Saturday.
We have a couple of really important things.
Yeah.
Citywide yard sale. And so get your stuff ready.
Mhm.
But we have auditions for Chihuahua's Got Talent.
Yes.
10 a.m.
the
to
yard
2
sale.
p.m. Make sure you have filled out your application. You can get that online.
Yes.
Chuck, tell us about that.
Yes, you can go to kchw.org. You can go to our KCHW Radio Facebook page, and there are links to where you can sign up online through our Give Better site, or you can go ahead and download that PDF form, fill it out, bring it in. The QR code is also on posters around town. We also have forms on our front door. Most of the schools have gotten the information and hopefully have gotten that stuff out to the students. It's not too late to sign up. You can sign up until the day of the auditions. We're holding auditions this Saturday and next Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We still have quite a few slots available, but we got a pretty good amount of people that are coming to audition. So we're going to have a great show, but we always want to have more. So if you haven't auditioned yet, your time is running out.
Did
but
Daniel
you
send
still
in
have a
his
little bit of time.
application?
No, I have not seen anything from
Oh,
Daniel yet.
see, he's really excited to use the refrigerator and stove from Church Basement
See?
Ladies.
There you
So
go.
what if I am technically challenged and all I have is a radio and I don't have a computer, I don't have a phone. I mean, most people have phones, but I don't. Are you going to have hard copies here at the radio station
Of the forms?
of the form? If I come in Saturday and fill it out, and then you can fit me in either this Saturday or the next Saturday?
You know what? I don't want to keep anybody out, and I do want to see what everybody has. So I would prefer to have those scheduled out and know. But if you forgot, or if you still want to audition or decide at the last minute, I know nerves. I've had a couple people cancel because the nerves have gotten to them. But yeah, we'll fit you in. We'll fit you in, and we will have forms available.
No one will be turned away.
So, and we are going to have people enter through the Clay Street entrance, the main entrance of the building. Come and do your paperwork. You're signing in the hallway to the radio station, and then you can wait out there until it's your turn to audition.
We need to put signs up. I don't even know where the Clay Street entrance is.
It's the other end of the hallway. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the other side of the building.
I have
on Clay
never
Street.
walked through that hallway.
Yeah,
oh, really?
It's right between the carpet store and there's some doors there.
There's a door there?
Yeah, it's the hallway where the bathrooms are.
I never go down the hallway.
So
all right, so we'll put signs in the hallway
signs or
directing you.
balloons or something.
We
You need to
will
have.
we're going to have signage up. Don't worry.
Okay.
You will know where to go.
Okay.
But yeah, it's going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to it. Again, auditions are Saturday the 3rd and Saturday the 10th. The main show is the 24th. We do have another deadline coming up for that is sponsors.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you want to donate money towards the prize fund or even just donate money to the radio station, we will absolutely 100% take your donations, but you will not get your logo on the posters.
Right. So,
So
if you just
because
want
I
to
gotta get
support
those-
it, that's great. But
Yep. So tomorrow, actually
Yeah.
Friday is your deadline to get your submissions in if you want to be a sponsor of the show. And we have multiple sponsor levels up. Those are also available at kchw.org or our KCHW radio Facebook page or the QR code on the right on the posters.
Okay.
Plenty of space.
I just
plenty of
want to go
chances.
back to the citywide yard sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how cool. Right? And the maps are going to be at the chamber. Where are the maps?
In your local newspaper.
Oh, that's even better. Oh
Yep.
my gosh.
So go
Well,
buy a paper.
right?
Yeah.
So people have been posting things that they are going to be selling at the community yard sale.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got things printed. I have things check marked. I've been messaging friends. Like, did
Ooh.
you see this cool thing? So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Shopping.
And
And what time does that start? The citywide yard sale.
9 a.m.
9 a.m.
9
And
a.m.
some of those will have signs that say "Pay double if you come early."
Right.
You know, because people
Exactly.
do that here.
I get the enthusiasm, I guess, but I've had yard sales before where there's people like lording over your shoulder as you're setting up, and I just want to go away,
Yeah,
leave me
they're
alone.
terrible.
Yep. Yep.
Just
They're terrible, and we're all too nice
Stop
to
it.
say get out, right?
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
just let them because they.
I'll say here,
yeah.
can you move this over here? Okay, now uncover this for me,
Oh
please.
man.
Thank you.
You're like,
Why don't you go?
Oh,
if
yeah.
you want to look at that stuff, why don't you go ahead and pick all that up and go ahead and lay that out nice for me? Thank you. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have other things going on that
Yes.
day, and you can leapfrog and do them all.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
the Pet Lovers Day that you were talking
Mhm.
about is at the St. Lutheran or St. Paul Lutheran Church, and it is. They're going to have guest booths, adoptable pets, petting zoo, nail trims for your dogs. You know,
Yeah. Vaccines. and- mhm.
microchips, furry 5K. That's a $10 entry fee for that, and a photo booth. That's a pet lovers holiday, is what it is.
Yeah, that looks like a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah.
You know, it seems to me like if you're out wandering doing the yard sales and you're with your dog, come have
Hello.
your nails trimmed, get your
Right?
vaccinations updated.
Yeah.
That seems
Yeah.
like a good
Yeah.
a good
And
stop.
support, a local organization. So yeah, Becky's Best Buddies, love her.
And
Awesome.
then that evening, of course, May 3rd, is up at the the golf course at Rusty Putter is their
They're wine and dine.
why yes and,
Oh.
you know,
It's a dark poster, and
Okay.
there's not enough light.
and I'm telling you guys that make posters, when you put dark on the back, old eyes don't see it very well.
Do you have a
Right.
poster, Freddie?
What?
Do you have a poster?
I
yeah,
do.
that's it. She's trying
Okay.
to see it. It's
I'm
just
Okay.
going to
dark.
give it to you.
Oh.
So while we are passing this, Katie
Okay.
Darling says May 3rd is also the Mushroom Festival at the park in Kettle Falls.
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
So we need to
Very
get that
cool.
on the calendar. Hey,
Yeah.
Katie, if you don't mind sending that information, I can get that up on the calendar.
Very cool. Yeah. All right. So what are we looking at? Okay. So this is at the Golf and Country Club. Let's see, the Wine and Dine. It's going to feature wine from Fruitland Valley Vineyard. There's going to be a variety of wines, and it's May 3rd, 5 p.m. It's $100 per person, which includes your tax and gratuity. There is a QR code on the posters. Seating for 50 people. There you go.
And quite
there
the
food?
menu, and each part of
Does-
the menu features a different wine.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes, I see. Yeah, so
See,
there's
he's having a hard time reading it too.
yeah,
Yeah. I'm telling you, people who make posters, don't put this black in the background. I
I'm-
know
I'm
it's
getting-
popular.
I'm getting more glare off your plastic from this bright
oh,
light behind
sorry.
you. No, that's okay.
Sorry, yeah, he's going to pass
Here's our
the
little
buck.
violin.
Oh yeah, but there's goat cheese, phyllo cups, seasoned well, duck breast, Moroccan spice marinated chicken skewers, and Swedish meatballs, and baklava for dessert. There you go.
Ooh, baklava.
Baklava.
Yum.
When I was a kid, I always thought baklava was the thing you wear over your head when it was cold. You know?
That's the balaclava.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Not a tasty dessert.
Okay. Anything else on May 3rd?
Nope.
Okay.
Did we get through it?
Yes, we did. You know, every single week we have a full weekend.
Yes.
It's just,
Every
you know,
week.
Every week. It's exciting. Okay, Sunday, May 4th. The only thing I have listed is All Ages Blues Jam from 4 to 7 at Fired Up Pizza with the dinosaurs.
Yep.
Okay. Monday, May 5th, we have adult pickleball from 8:30 to 11:30. Golf has districts at Latah Creek. That's a golf course I think is in Spokane, but if you're a golf follower, you will know where it's at.
Okay.
Yep.
And there's Cougar Tennis at St. George's and auditions for The Tempest. And
Yes.
Paula's going to fill us in with her excitement.
I know, right? Did you hear my finger tapping? Sharon, you left it till the very end.
Well, because I try to go
Auditions.
chronologically the date.
Tempest. It's going to be really awesome. Everybody, it doesn't matter if you have any acting experience before. It doesn't matter if you don't know who Shakespeare is. It's going to be an epic production of Shakespeare's The Tempest. We're performing it on Shakespeare on the Green in the back of the theater again this year. It will be performing in July, but the auditions are Monday the 5th and Tuesday the 6th from 6 to 7 p.m. And if you can't get there during the week, you can come and audition on Saturday the 10th from 11 to 1. So please come out. You don't have to have anything prepared. I'll have things for you to read. I have some information for you to fill out, but I'm so excited about this production. It is really going to be epic. I've been talking to our set designers. I've been talking to our musicians. Darling, don't miss it.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. So there's two more things I want to hit, but then we got to get to break because we have our guests sitting out there waiting, and I think you know what those two things are. It's happening next Friday and next Saturday.
That would be the opening for Church Basement Ladies.
Yeah, get back, child.
And Farmers Market.
That's right. That's right.
Farmers Market, yes.
Yeah, on Friday, May 9th are those two things. And Saturday are auditions again for
The Tempest.
Chihuahua's Got Talent and The Tempest. And if this community rallies to help people, there's the Lynette Coleman's Mother's Day 5K run.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
and Katie Darling says she sent that information, and she says there's also an art and costume contest with that mushroom. I wonder if you have to dress like a mushroom.
I think that would be brilliant.
I would
love a mushroom
I would love
hat.
that. I mean, I've had times in my life where I look like a mushroom anyway. So there's that, you know.
Oh, my goodness.
And there's a lot of other things coming up. I just want to say a couple.
Okay, go ahead.
The Gold Hill community has a forest hike coming up with a botanist who's going to describe things as you're going through. That's coming up Sunday, May 11th.
Okay.
May 17th as the Valley Warriors Against Cancer, their fundraiser, and the Hope Gala fundraiser at the Missisquoi Hotel. That's for Chihuahua Young Life. So we've got, and then we've got, keep on through May, we've got all kinds of other things coming up. But we will let you know every single week.
The quilt show's coming up on the 24th.
Yeah.
That's always a fun one.
And if you're planning something, if you're planning an activity, we encourage you to go to Chihuahua.events and see what is on there. This community can handle more than one thing. We keep telling you that because we've got 2,500 people, and not all of them are going to go to your event, or you're not going to have enough chairs.
2,500 people in Chihuahua. That doesn't count the people that aren't in the city limits.
There's like 7,000 the surrounding area. But you might want to coordinate some of your things to activities that are already on the calendar. You know, so it's a good resource.
But really quick before we go to break, you know what does happen this weekend too? Saturday is also the opening of the Colville Farmers Market.
Ooh,
oh, really?
So that's awesome. Well, how convenient that we have somebody here to talk about that.
We're going to hear about that in just a minute.
That's awesome.
We'll be right back. We're going to take our break, listen to some news, thank our sponsors. I'll be right back.
All right now. Come on, boy. Yeah. Good boy. Yeah.
the Public News Service Daily Newscast, April the 30th, 2025. I'm Mike Clifford. President Donald Trump Tuesday celebrated his 100th day of his second term, yet spent much of his rally marking it in campaign mode, fixated on past grudges and grievances. That from the Associated Press. Their take, he reportedly mocked his Democratic predecessor, Joe Biden, attacking his mental acuity and even how he appears in a bathing suit. He again uttered the lie that he won the 2020 presidential election, and he attacked polling and news coverage not favorable to him. The AP notes that Trump again and again returned to immigration, his signature issue, at the rally that marked his largest political event since returning to the White House. Meantime, many Arizonans plan to show up at the state capitol on Thursday, May Day, to protest potential cuts to safety net programs and advocate for public workers' jobs, public education, and equal rights.
Among those planning to attend is Arizona Education Association President Marisol Garcia, representing the labor union of more than 22,000 public school workers. Garcia says this year's demonstration isn't just a reflection of the past and the progress unions have made, but a look at how the future could be affected if proposed cuts and changes are enacted.
Labor unions and solidarity with workers is actually the antidote to a lot of these directives coming from Washington, D.C. The irony is we hear a lot of very conservative folks talk about how we want local people to make decisions of what's best for their kids, yet we keep seeing all these EOs come from the federal government.
Tomorrow's protest starts at 9 a.m. and is expected to end by noon. Garcia says it's just one of many events around the Grand Canyon state marking the Trump administration's first 100 days in office. I'm Alex Gonzalez reporting.
And reintroduced federal legislation aims to give farmers a financial boost while helping them reduce climate-altering emissions.
The Agriculture Resilience Act would increase climate research, create a new soil health grant program, and support pasture-raised livestock farms, among other things. In an exclusive interview with Civil Eats Food Tracker, Maine Congresswoman Shelley Pingree says she hopes to tap into support for Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s plan to make America healthy again.
I know in my own state there are people who are big supporters of RFK, but are also big supporters of organic farming. So I'm just hoping we can translate some of that to the Washington agenda.
Pingree says the bill would help reduce farm emissions to net zero within 15 years. The Trump administration says it opposes any federal spending related to climate change. I'm Catherine Carley.
Maine farmers rallied at the State House last week protesting broken contracts and staff layoffs at the USDA. This is Public News Service. Next to Georgia, where from tariffs to Medicaid cuts, families face growing fears about how they'll care for their loved ones.
For Connie Kitchens, a retired grandmother raising two grandchildren after her daughter's death, these worries are deeply personal. Her grandson has severe sickle cell disease. He relies entirely on Medicaid for life-saving care, a reality Kitchens says puts families like hers at risk when health care programs are threatened.
Medicaid is not just a health program. It is a lifeline for him. It ensures access to specialized treatment, hospital visits, pain management, and the ongoing care that he needs.
Supporters of Medicaid cuts say the changes would reduce federal spending and help lower the national deficit. For Public News Service, I'm Shantia Hudson. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
Next to Colorado, lawmakers there grappling with $1.2 billion in budget cuts. Child nutrition advocates are turning to voters to protect funding for the state's Healthy School Meals for All program.
Pediatrician Sandra Hoyt-Stenmark says when a child has inadequate nutrition, they're more susceptible to acute and chronic illness and more likely to miss school and fall behind academically and socially.
We know that malnourishment and stress impair a child's immune function and worsens chronic diseases such as asthma.
Healthy School Meals for All serves more than 600,000 meals every school day, regardless of a student's ability to pay. Funding was meant to come from capping tax deductions on people earning $300,000 or more per year, but the program's popularity has driven up projected costs. House Bill 25-1274 would put two measures on November's ballot, asking voters to maintain existing funding and ensure long-term stability. I'm Eric Galatis.
Finally, Indiana communities are among those facing growing concerns about manure contributing to toxic byproducts in drinking water.
A new environmental working group report finds nearly 122 million people nationwide were exposed to unsafe levels of disinfection byproducts between 2019 and 2023. Midwest Director Ann Scheckinger says chlorine treatment, meant to make water safe, can create new risks when it reacts with organic material like manure.
It's not just there's manure in your water and that's unsafe, but it's that manure and other organic materials are then triggering these unsafe contaminants.
Researchers stress the problem is widespread, reaching big cities and small towns. This story was produced with original reporting from Nina B. Elkadi for Sentient. I'm Joe O'Leary, Public News Service.
Ag producers say they're always looking for more environmentally friendly ways to operate. This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
It's 8:20.
Your KCHW morning show is made possible by donations from
Colville Toyota. Colville Toyota, located at 160 West 3rd Avenue in Colville, offers new and used vehicle sales and service. Vehicle sales is open 8:30 a.m. till 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, with a Toyota Express Maintenance Center open 7:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. More information on Colville Toyota's vehicle inventory and services is available at colvilletoyota.com. A small-town dealership with a big heart.
and by Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at chihuahuaflooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
All right now. Come on, boy. Yeah.
And special.
What's going on?
Our phones just don't know how to operate together.
Did Paula get something and you didn't?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just a second. We're
you like her
even
better
now.
than me.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the KCHW Morning Show. We are joined here with a very special guest, Kelly from the Colville Farmers Market. Good morning, Kelly. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you guys?
I am doing outstanding. And
Good.
your volume is lovely, so thank you for that. So welcome. Yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself. Let's get right into it.
Yes, and I want to hear about the market.
Yeah, what we got going on. You guys are opening this weekend.
Yes, we are. It's our first market of the year. We're going to be doing a ribbon cutting ceremony at 9 a.m. And we've got a lot of new
what day
vendors.
Is this?
This is Saturday,
Okay.
the 3rd. Yep. So we've got new vendors this year, and I took over managing the market last year, and we were able to bring in a bunch of new vendors last year, and so there's a lot of those that are returning, plus new ones added on. I think it's going to be a great day with some decent weather to come out, and I know there's a lot going on this Saturday, but you can always come hit the market first and get your veggies for the week, or hit it in the middle. Go do a couple things in the morning, hit your citywide yard sale, and then hit the market in the afternoon for some delicious lunch. Waterloo Ranch has their food truck there. And the donut corner will be making fresh sourdough donuts.
Oh, they're gonna be there.
Yes, they are.
Oh, nice. So they're gonna be in Chihuahua on Fridays, and then they're on Saturdays. So you can go
Get your donut fix.
Well, usually they just do the Wednesday market in Colville, but they are doing the Saturday market this weekend because it's the opening day. So they're doing a special Saturday appearance for us.
Well, you know what? One of the worst things about winter that I've noticed this year
No
is
sourdough
no
donuts.
sourdough donuts. I got
Yeah,
so
it's
accustomed to
tragic.
them last year.
Yes, they are amazing. They're
And
wonderful.
So where is that farmer's market?
So the farmer's market is right downtown, under the big clock with the eagle on top, right on Main Street.
Yeah.
It's at Main and Astor, and actually on this Saturday, Colville Together will also be doing their downtown cleanup at 10. So you will see lots of people walking around downtown Colville, planting flowers, spreading bark, making the downtown area look fabulous. So feel free to come out and join everybody being out and about in the wonderful spring weather.
That's awesome. So the donuts kind of overshadowed everything else here.
Yes.
Tell us some of the other things you got going on there.
So we will have produce vendors as well as plant vendors. So if you need plant starts for your garden, this is a great place to come check it out. We'll have craft vendors, different kinds of craft vendors, hand sewn stuff, crochet, yard art.
Ooh, I'm always there for yard art. I'm trying to find out where you guys are so I can look it up on Google.
Right at Astor and Maine.
Where am I here?
Yeah,
that's the same place you guys have typically been the last few years, right?
We were there last year. Before that, we were blocked back by the courthouse. But now we're back to Main Street, which works so great for us because we get a lot more traffic at the market of people who were driving through town, forgot that it was the farmer's market, and are like, oh, there's the farmer's market. We gotta stop. Or people that aren't from the area that are just driving through when we have baseball tournaments in town or the big swim meets. People from out of the area see the farmer's market as they're driving down Main Street. So that works out really well for us.
I know usually when I catch it, it's because I'm there running errands or going to the store or doing something, and I'm like, oh, the market. That's right. No, you guys are right there where the statue is, right? There's the statue there right in the intersection.
Yes, there's a clock tower with an eagle statue and some guys with fish. I'm sure whoever did the statue, I don't know exactly what it is. And then on the other side of the street is the Huckleberry Bear statue that Jerry McKellar made. So it's a cool place to hang out, and Poorhouse is right across the street too. If you need a beer.
Yeah.
And I guess you answered my next question. Is I was going to ask if you could tell us more about the statues there, but
that's about all I can tell you about the statues. I'll try to learn more about the statues.
So next time we have you on, you'll know more.
Whoops.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
We found it, and then I hit the wrong button, and now we lost it again.
I did the escape.
Oh, it was Sharon's fault but you helped me find it because she knew where Astor was, so she was pointing it to me on the map. Oh, very cool. So it's very visible, and people will be able to see it, and there's places for them to stop. And
yes, absolutely.
Nice.
So
I do not know Colville that well, so I had to go and check it out and be like, where is this? Do you guys have a website where we can look everything up about who's going to be at the market?
Yes, newfarmersmarket.org, because it's a Northeast Washington farmers market. So newfarmersmarket.org. We typically don't list the current year's vendors just because we're always adding more. People contact us throughout the season and add more and more, but we have the list on there of what we had last year. Because a lot of the vendors return year to year. We did have some vendors that are not returning this year, but it's for really exciting reasons. They kind of used the market as their jumping off point and did so well and were so successful that they are now in stores.
Oh,
and
that's
are
awesome.
no longer have time in their crazy busy schedule to do the farmers market. And I am just so pleased to have been part of their success journey and to have them at the market. I will miss them all dearly, but
that is cool.
So glad that it was, they could test out their idea and find the success for it and just blast off.
You want to plug a couple of them?
Well, Milk House is one of the really successful ones, selling raw milk, and they make their own yogurt. I think they're starting to dabble in cheese.
Nice.
And Spotted Acres, our sourdough vendor. She is in tons of stores. I think she's in the general store.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
She's in... she's also selling her bread at Milk House, and there's several other locations that I
That's awesome.
don't know
That's awesome.
all of them. But we have other vendors that are still doing the market, even though they are in stores too, like Waterloo Ranch and River's Edge Meat, 1776 Pastured Farms. They do chicken. So there's, Small Batch Sourdough is going to be doing the farmer's market this year, and they're in lots of stores as well.
Very cool.
So it's really exciting to watch these businesses progress and do different things. I know we're not always going to be in everybody's whole life of their business, but I'm just so happy that we're able to be in at least part of their...
That's awesome.
Yeah, their success and their story.
So
well, and
really cool.
how fun to be able to buy something at the farmer's market and then know that there's somewhere else you can get it if you want it before the next farmer's market.
Yeah, that's right. Well, one of the great things about the Colville Farmers Market is that we are Wednesday and Saturday.
That's right.
I was just going to say,
so if you have time in the middle of the week to stop by on Wednesday, we're 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Same location?
Same location.
Okay.
Yep, same hours for both days. And we go until the end of October. So full 6 months out of the year, you can come twice a week and get all of your farmers market needs.
That's awesome. Now,
That's
can you
really
tell
cool.
us a little bit about the history of the farmers market in Colville? How long have you guys been around?
The farmers market has been around for eons. It seems like at one point there were two separate markets. The Wednesday market and the Saturday market were not a single entity.
Oh.
And I think the Wednesday one used to be where the new health building is now. That was a big parking lot there. And then at some point they merged.
Did they square off in the middle of the street in a tense dance battle?
Or zucchini throwing.
Ooh, yeah.
Right?
I think it was something like that, some sort of like vending battle, like I'm going to sell you 3 apples. Well, I've got a jar of honey for sale. Well, let's just merge.
See, now I'm envisioning a rap battle.
I know, right?
Yeah, I love it.
I'll take your honey and I'll put it on my sourdough.
Yes, that's almost exactly how it happened.
Oh, awesome.
That's good. So how is it looking for growth from year to year? Are you guys doing really great for vendors signups this year?
I mean, it grew a lot last year. We had over 50 vendors throughout the season last year, and typically, in March, not everybody has a ton of stuff ready to put out, May, because we're starting in May.
I believe you. March, I wouldn't have anything
right?
ready.
Right. So the month of May is usually not typically very many vendors, but I already have a lot of vendors lined up for this coming Saturday. So things are turning around where people have greenhouses and stuff is ready, and we're gonna have even more vendors than last year, and I am worried that we are going to run out of space where we're at.
That is a good problem to have.
So it's a great problem to have, but I'm trying to figure out how to squeeze in as many vendors as I possibly can into the space that we have.
So if I want to squeeze in and be one of those vendors, how do I contact you? What do I do?
Well, my contact information is on the website, or if you like face-to-face, I'm a fan of that. You can just come talk to me at the market. I always have a booth at the market. and can give you an application there and
Mm-hmm.
walk you through the process. My number's on the website as well. You can give me a call, send me a text, go to our Facebook page, send us a message on Facebook.
Yeah.
Smoke signals, whatever works for you.
Love a good smoke signal.
Yeah, back when I used to be the coordinator for Chautauqua, we had a couple of vendors who did not do computers, did not do phones, and we had to use the mail system and in-person system. And it was a challenge for that, but it was interesting. You know?
We have a couple vendors who don't do computer stuff,
Mhm.
and so when we send out, our emails and stuff, they're like, well, I don't get email. Like if you need to talk to all of us, you're just gonna have to call me. And I'm like, all right, well, we can do this.
Yeah.
We can make it work. But if you do come see me at the market, I always have a kids booth set up because we do kids programs. And one of the things that the library does for us on Wednesdays is they send a librarian down. She is delightful. She brings books and crafts and different activities for the kids. So every Wednesday at 10:30, the library comes and does a story time at the farmer's market.
nice.
She sings songs. Sometimes she plays her ukulele. She is delightful. I love her. Her name is Ella.
Oh.
And
That's awesome.
on Saturdays, because the library isn't open on Saturdays, so we don't have story time then, but we try to bring in different kids programming on Saturdays as well. Every second Saturday of the month, the Hunger Coalition is coming in to do kids activities that
Very cool.
involve gardening. So this first one, the kids will be planting flowers because it's close to
Nice.
Mother's Day. And then they'll be doing, planting vegetables, vegetable seeds in the future. And by the end of the market, they bring in some garden beds, some tubs full of dirt where they've hidden carrots and potatoes, and they have the kids dig them up like farmers.
Oh, how fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So we try to bring in different stuff on different Saturdays to keep kids busy for a little bit, because I know as a mom, being able to shop and look around at stuff is always easier if your kids are happy to be there. So even if we don't have a program going
That
on,
is true.
we have a kids tent set up that always has coloring pages for kids, blocks for them to build with, just activities to keep them busy if you need a minute to look at stuff. And you'll probably see me if you come to the market a lot holding a baby here and there too, because when somebody needs a baby held,
Right? What are
I
you
am
going to do?
there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
We have a couple vendors that have babies, and that's like my job. When I hear they're trying to talk to a customer and the baby starts fussing, I'm like, oh, here it comes.
Swoop in.
We're going to take this baby for a walk around the market.
Oh,
Nice.
That's nice.
that's awesome.
And that is one great thing I love about farmers markets is and even as a kid, I don't ever remember a time, with my parents growing up that I didn't see a market and want to stop. You know, and it's such a great, fun family event, and I think between the food and the vendors and activities, it's just such a fun day just to spend the day. And I know a lot of times spending the last couple summers at our farmers market here, there's a lot of people that's their Fridays.
That's what they do. It's
they
a
come in
habit.
the morning and
Yeah.
they just hang out and they sit and they'll have lunch and meet up with their friends, and it's a social activity. And I think one of the biggest things that I love about farmers market is the feeling of community, but also this getting the local farmers and getting the stuff we get in the grocery stores. It's
just direct from source. I mean,
Yeah.
you're getting the real farm fresh vegetables. You're
Yeah.
getting the fresh meat.
Yeah.
And like I know Riverside Ranch, they usually have lamb and they have beef and they have a wide variety of stuff. And it's just like, oh my gosh, you can cut out the middleman. You just go straight to the farmer.
Oh yeah.
So I love it.
And in times where the big commercial farms are using pesticides and chemicals, and you don't know what's on the vegetables you're getting at the store, it's nice to see that. And some of that stuff, it sits for a long time before it
Safeway's
ever
gonna
makes
come
your.
after you, Chuck.
Yeah, I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about the other stores. But how many times do you bring produce home and the next day you go to get it out of the fridge and it's already gone bad?
Yeah.
I tend to not see that so much with the farmers market products because they're fresher. They don't sit around in warehouses waiting to be shipped. They don't get damaged in containers.
Yeah, plus you want to eat them.
Well, a lot of those farmers get up so early because they pick that morning before the market.
Yeah.
Or, depending on how much they're bringing, some of them have to pick the night before, but you're still getting something that was just picked.
in the ground. Yeah.
And I know there's, possibly been a thought in the past that farmers markets are more expensive, but we do try to be accessible for everybody in the community. We take WIC cards, senior benefits. We take EBT.
Nice.
And for the EBT, we can double that EBT amount up to $25 a day. So you can go to the farmer's market both Wednesday and Saturday and double your EBT up to $25 each day. So instead of $25, you get $50 worth of fresh food from the farmer's market.
Yeah, they do that in Chihuahua too, so you could actually do it 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a
So
week.
Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
That is just,
And is that a program through the state that does that? Is that?
Yes,
that's the food stamps, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I mean,
that's
I know
through
the
the
EBT are, but the extra $25, is that something that gets reimbursed through the state then? Or?
Yes, it's
Very cool.
reimbursed through the state. So it's a program that they do to promote healthy eating. And part of that is knowing where your food came from.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you talk about, farmers markets being, some people say it's more expensive, which it probably is, but I think not compared to the quality you get. And I've found that some of the times I actually can find stuff less expensive, especially for fresh produce. Some of the prices are comparable or even sometimes less than I can go to the grocery store
competitive.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just really get that great value for.
Yeah.
I love that. I think it's great.
I have to say, when my son was little, we were at a farmer's market in Virginia, and he went up to one of the market people, one of the vendors, and he picked up a tomato like it was an apple. It was this big, gorgeous heirloom tomato, just beautiful red, oh my gosh. And, Xander was like, "Can I eat this?" And the vendor's like, "Sure." And Xander took a big old bite. He ate that whole tomato.
That's awesome.
Just loved it.
My
Just
son
loved
does
it.
that.
Yeah. And it's just like, you can't do that in a grocery store. And it's, of course, warm from the sun. And just what a beautiful experience, And I see that last year at our farmer's market, all the kids running around. I think I saw a kid walking across the green eating an onion. I'm like, "Oh, you go, kid." More power to you.
One thing I love doing is we'll do farmers market meals where we have no idea what we want to make. We'll just go and see
What's at the market.
what looks good.
Yeah.
And just say, okay, this looks good. What can we make with this? And then we'll go to another booth.
Mm-hmm.
Or what can we make to add on to what we got at that other booth and create, market meals. And a lot of times we'll do that for the weekend, and then that's when you're at home relaxing with your families, and it's nice to have all that. And that's when you get the time to prepare it. You don't have to rush, and it's really nice to get that fresh quality and you cook together as a family, and I love that.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
So, and I think that comes from having our farmers market,
Mm-hmm.
So besides food, what else do you have at the farmer's market?
Well, we have lots of crafters. So those are an important part of any market. You need
stuff,
flowers and
vases to put the flowers in.
Yes,
mugs for your coffee. Right.
Coffee for your mugs.
Coffee for your mug.
For your mugs.
I see on this list too that you have jewelry. Do you have those this year too?
We don't have anybody selling jewelry yet. So I keep poking the owners of Say It With Silver, asking them when they're ready to come to our market because I love the stuff that they do, and they're the Chihuahua market.
Rochelle.
Paging
Rochelle.
But so we've got crochet and somebody who sews stuff, like she does pot holders and aprons and dresses. lots of different stuff. And then the yard art that I told you about, like big metal yard art. And I think his wife does like some glass work stuff, which is pretty cool. And then we had last year Wild Animal Botanicals. She will be back again this year as well. And she does some awesome stuff. I bought some hand knitted leg warmers for my daughter from her with lots of sparkly thread because she
Gotta
loves
have sparkles.
She loves sparkles.
Yeah.
And she does infused honey as well.
Ooh.
For her stuff. River's Edge Ranch actually does soaps made from her own beef tallow. We have Ossabunnit will be returning. They do soaps as well. And I noticed that the Chewelah Market and the Colville Market actually does share a lot of vendors. There are some that are unique to one or the other, but we do share some of those vendors. So if you miss a day, you can always hit up another market.
I'm going to remember that because you guys are not that far away.
No,
You know?
about 20 minutes.
Just a hop, skip, and a jump.
Right? And there's always the guess, which way do you like driving better? Do you like the view when you're heading north to Colville or coming south to Chewelah? Right? Which one is more entertaining?
You know, it is weird because they look entirely different. It is
Right,
a
depending
completely
on the way
different
you go.
experience.
Yeah.
It depends on where the sun is. Is it
Oh,
morning
that's true.
or is it evening? Because
Right.
in the evening, I like to be driving towards Colville because I can watch the sunset.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
some of the colors, especially
Oh
this
my
last
gosh.
week, have been
Yes.
beautiful.
Hey, Kelly, when you're driving, you should be looking at the road, not the sunset. I'm just saying.
I'm with her.
You know what? I am in control of my car. There is no radio station side seat driving allowed.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
That's awesome.
One more thing
Stepped
that I
online.
wanted to touch on, though, is so the Rotary Club in Colville does this No Produce Left Behind grant. And it is really incredible with the amount of people that it benefits. How the grant works is, Rotary has to match half of the grant funds, and one way that they do that is through a raffle. But once they get the grant, they buy the vegetables that don't get sold at the market because, sometimes those vegetables go to waste if they don't get sold at the market. So they buy the vegetables that don't get sold, which helps out local farmers.
Right.
Then they donate all of that to the Hunger Coalition. And the Hunger Coalition distributes it to local food banks throughout the Tri-County area. So people who are using these food banks that maybe aren't always used to getting incredibly fresh, awesome vegetables right off the farm are getting this like beautiful salad mix, fresh blueberries, like whatever they're able to buy with this grant that's not sold. So it helps out a lot of people, and it's really, really incredible. And this year, the raffle that they are doing, they are raffling off a barbecue grill that comes with like all the accessories, propane tank, everything, and over $1,000 worth of meat that has been donated to this raffle from local ranchers that are also vendors at the market, like 1776 Pastured Farms, Waterloo Ranch, River's Edge Ranch, 5G Land and Sea. They are donating a fillet of salmon. I don't know if you know, we sell salmon at the market.
That is awesome.
So how do I get a ticket?
Well,
and do they sell a freezer along with that? Because I don't know if I have $1,000 of meat.
Maybe we should look at that.
Yeah.
Might have to throw in a freezer on this deal. The tickets are going to be $10 a piece, and they will be for sale at the farmers market. I've actually got to call the printer today and get them printed out.
Nice.
So I'm a member of the Rotary Club. The Colville Farmers Market is a corporate membership for the Rotary Club in Colville.
Nice.
And so I'm kind of double duty in here, but it's such a great grant, and it's so good for the community and the farmers, people in need, and plus whoever gets this amazing meat package. Jabe's Beef donated a bunch. Olson Farms donated a bunch of meat. There's several other people who have donated. This grocery outlet donated the barbecue accessories to go with it. Walmart donated the barbecue.
They're set for 3/4 of the year.
So is that meat package the whole thing? I mean, it's not divided up. You get that whole package of meat if you're the raffle winner? Or
there's one winner.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying.
That's amazing.
You get the barbecue, all the accessories, and then the whole meat package.
Wow.
So when is that drawing?
Wow.
The drawing is going to be Saturday, August 9th.
Okay.
As long as
at
that's
the end of the season. Okay.
Yeah.
So it will be at the farmers market at noon. You don't have to be present to win, but that is when we will be drawing. So you will still have plenty of good weather to barbecue.
Right.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So how many tickets can we buy? We go Wednesdays and Saturdays and buy 3 tickets each time by August,
You can buy as many tickets as you want. That's totally up to you, however many tickets you want to buy.
Oh, how far? You said they were $10 each?
Yes.
Okay, maybe not 3 tickets each time.
So doing the math, you could, including the barbecue, all the accessories and everything, you could probably buy that $1,000 worth of tickets and still come out ahead if you win.
With all the meat and the salmon and the barbecue and
the value of the whole package is probably well over $1,500 with everything that's included, and especially if we have to throw a freezer in with it, right?
I'm just saying. Right? I'd be like, we have to cook all this meat this weekend because I can only fit this in my freezer.
In case I have a very large chest freezer that's not very full. I can make some space there and charge a little rent for it.
See how it goes. Yeah. Okay.
A little meat
sure.
rent.
We'll talk after this show.
Sound
Sure.
right?
So look, we're already assuming that I've won. Yes.
So and the money from the raffle goes to who again?
The money from the raffle goes to the No Produce Left Behind grant. So
perfect.
It's because Rotary has to match half of the money that comes in for that.
Mm-hmm.
So this helps get that half, and then the other half of the grant comes from the Rotary Foundation. So
what a great collaboration. That's awesome.
And the No Produce Left Behind again is the New Hunger Coalition. Is it the Hunger Coalition or the New Hunger Coalition?
It's the Providence, Northeast Washington Hunger
Yeah.
Coalition. So they're not the ones doing the raffle. They're getting all the produce that's bought from the farmers.
But they're
market.
getting the benefit from the raffle.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
And I know my wife has worked with them, and they do really, really great work. And I know they got that refrigerated trailer a few years ago that has really allowed them to do a lot more, donating that fresh produce and those fresh products without worrying about spoiling or losing some quality in transport. Really do a lot of stuff throughout the area. They donate to several food banks, right? We see that trailer all over the place.
So they coordinate deliveries to all of the food banks every single week.
Yeah.
They use, so the gal who runs the Hunger Coalition, Stephanie, she is like a grant writing machine. She uses the grant money to buy from local farmers, and then every week distributes to every food bank in the area from the produce that they've gotten from local farmers or donations that they get. She is just a powerhouse of getting stuff done.
And they really put a focus on local, like you said, local farmers, local produce, that kind of stuff. Using our local resources to feed people.
Yes.
And I think especially, these economic times we live in, that's really important to kind of keep that stuff local.
Yeah. And they've been, one of the programs that I started this year, they've been giving me fresh produce for that as well. They give me apples to put in the bags that I do for Backpacks to Bellies. It's a bag of food that goes out each Friday to kids in the Colville School District that don't have food at home.
Oh, cool.
So they get 2 breakfasts, 2 lunch, 2 dinners, 3 to 5 snacks, plus an apple. And that goes out every single Friday. And the Hunger Coalition has been a great partner in that program.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
That's a really good idea.
And is this do you do this with the schools, or is this through a separate area? Or I want to hear more about this.
Yeah.
So there was a program that I had heard about that Providence funds through Bite to Go in Spokane, and they're, doing the same thing, sending food each week, and it supplied 50 kids with, a breakfast, lunch, and dinner and some snacks.
Mm-hmm.
And talking to my son's teacher, because he is in kindergarten,
right?
And we were just chatting, and she said, it's great that they get this, but it's not enough food to get them through the weekend, and there are kids who need it, but the grant only covers 50 kids,
right?
And they had more than 50, and so I started just by buying stuff myself and bringing it in, because I was like, well, there's no 5-year-old that I hear of that's gonna be going home hungry, by golly. And then other kids started coming up that needed help, and I was like, I think I need help. And so I brought the project to Rotary and said, can you guys kind of adopt this project so that I have a 501c3 designation and can accept donations from local businesses? Because there's a lot of businesses in the area that can only donate to a 501c3. And they also, a lot of them have rules that they can only donate within 50 miles of where they are. And so the program in Spokane, trying to double it through that our local businesses can't always donate to Spokane because it's outside of the 50-mile area, but making it a local program, they can. And so we've had some wonderful donations from Vaughan Brothers. They donated $1,000 to our program. It was incredible.
Nice.
Colville Toyota donated $2,500, which it's been so helpful in making this program happen. I set up volunteer groups once a month to assemble 250 meals or bags, not meals, because each bag has several meals in it. So we get together, assemble a month's worth of meals. The Hunger Coalition lets me use their facility to store them, and then each week I come and put an apple in each bag. And then I have a couple helpers that help me deliver to Hofstadter, Astor, and Fort Colville. So right now we're only covering the youngest kids in our community. So I mean, Astor is the preschool. So those are 4-year-olds that don't have food at home. And then Hofstadter is grades K through 2. And Fort Colville is grades 3 through 5.
Wow.
So we're able to drop meals off once a week. We drop them off on Thursday, and then they're just taken to the classroom. The teachers put it in their backpack before they go home on Friday, and they've got food to get them through the weekend. And from hearing from the teachers, it makes a big difference. The kids who maybe have more behavior issues on Monday, can't pay attention, are being distracting in class. Like sometimes the only problem is that they didn't have any food over the weekend.
Yeah.
And so being able to be part of this program and know that, teaching is hard even if the kids are fed.
Right.
Right.
How many kids would you say, how many sacks of food do you say go out each week?
So we're sending out 60 bags of food a week. And I am expecting that number to increase for the next school year. Just as, Fort Colville hasn't really asked parents the question whether they need this help or not, because they haven't had this program for the past few years. So they just are not asking. But now that the program is here, I'm expecting there to be more need next year, and with the price of groceries increasing, I mean, I know our mortgage is going up because everybody that, has homeowners insurance with the fires that we had, every insurance policy at our insurance company is going up 18% this year.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
the bills are going up all around. And
so do you put flyers in those about the food banks? Because some people might not even know about food banks.
We don't put any flyers in them because we're making these bags just for the kids.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And,
yeah,
there's been a conversation about, what if we put some things in the bags that maybe they wouldn't have access to, like sending little notes in each one, or just sending toothbrush home with each kid. I mean, some of this stuff that they don't always get, but we haven't quite got to that point yet. I think as we continue to bring in more volunteers, we'll have the capacity to just make it something special for each individual kid. And then a lot of the kids get folders that they bring home every day, and the flyers can go in there because that's more for the parents and what they see. Yeah. But I try really hard to put stuff in the bags that if my kids were part of the program, I would want them to have. We try to keep it as healthy as possible. We try not to do really high sugar, but when it has to be shelf stable and non-perishable, there's a certain amount of salt and sugar that has to be in there. But we try to choose whatever option is that is gonna give them the most amount of energy and sustain them through the weekend and give them healthier eating habits for the future.
Well, there's lots of talks about, free lunches in schools and stuff, and the number of children whose only food they get is from the school school food programs is staggering.
It is. I talked to the nutrition director for Colville a couple of weeks ago. Just, what's happening with the free breakfast and lunch? Are we keeping that? And she said, well, they've changed the rules on which schools qualify for that. And if your school has over 40% of the students need the free breakfast and lunch, then you can apply and your whole school gets free breakfast and lunch. I said, okay, well, what's Colville at then? And Colville is over 50% of our students.
Oh, wow.
Need the
assistance.
The assisted breakfast and lunch. And I just was blown away by that. That's not at all what I expected it to be. And I know this area just...
Yeah.
And you can't tell by the house you live in or the car you drive whether or not you need. Because sometimes you lose a job or things are cut back and you have needs. And people need to know that we care. The food bank cares about you. And no matter what situation you're in, don't, I don't know, swallow your pride and go.
The way I see it, a kid's in school that whole time period during the day, the feeding them should be part of going to school. You shouldn't have to, I've never understood having to, your kids are in school all day and then you have to pay extra, to feed your kids in school. I just think that should be part of the daily, your money goes to support the schools. Part of that should be feeding the schools, I've always thought that should just be, a standard thing.
Yeah, so art and music and other programs, know. So it's just the money can only go so far.
I knew people when I went to school that you would sit next to you and you would give them a little something off your tray, and someone else would give them a little something off their tray because they couldn't afford to eat in school. They're in a classroom, they're in a cafeteria full of kids eating, and they don't eat because they don't have whatever it costs to buy those lunches. So
I just feel like the food is not something that kids should have to worry about.
Ever. No.
Nope.
Like if that's the one thing that we as a whole community can do for all of the kids is make sure that they never have to worry about food. I am just 100% positive that as those kids grow up, they will remember my community looked out for me. My community helped me when I needed help.
Yeah.
And I think it makes a big difference when they're older.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build these, wonderful humans, and that starts with them getting enough food, the right nutrition, because they can't learn, they can't be successful without that key piece.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't want to cut you off during that important conversation, but we are out of time.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead. Just tell us again information about the farmers market this weekend. Hours. When you're
Farmers
open?
market starts this weekend, Saturday, 9 a.m. Come for the ribbon cutting ceremony. It goes till 1 p.m. Come out to the market. We are so excited for this season, and we'll have lots of stuff out. So come check it out.
Outstanding.
And where is that again?
On Main and Astor in Colville, right downtown. If you're driving down Main Street, you won't miss us. We're right there.
Awesome. Well, Kelly, thank you so much for coming on today.
So
we really
much.
appreciate it. I appreciate all the good work you're doing there, and especially with the kids there. That's amazing. So I appreciate all of that. And you can stay tuned right here tonight on KCHW from 6 to 8 p.m. with Music for the Mountain, 8 to 10 p.m. for Dirt Road Blues with our very own Dirt Road Doug McQuain live in the studio. And then from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., we have Planetary Radio, Sea Change Radio, Echo Shock, Total, and Earth Date. So again, thank you so much for listening. So go ahead, say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Everybody.
Goodbye. Thanks, Kelly. Appreciate it. All right, you guys out there, have a great day, and thank you for listening. This is KCHW 102.7, your Northern Lights Public Radio.
It's 9:07.